Alright, so boom, and we are live. I know y'all missed me. It's your boy Jared Khalil with Sound on the Hill, and we are continuing on this Hill Holidayz with Britney Jane music today. So just go ahead, clock in, send the lives out to people, and while y'all do that, y'all know Arya always have her tea, so today I got my snacks. I'm finna just eat my Ruffles real quick, give me a chip, you know. Next week I might have some famous Amos on here or something. We just gonna start having snacks on here. What's up, family? Brittany, I see you. How you doing? CC, we in the building. CC, don't judge me. I just needed one little chip, man. Just one little chip. All right, we're gonna get started in a minute. We're gonna keep sending this out to anybody. Go ahead and send this live out to whoever. Make sure they join. How y'all doing today? It's a week before, it was finally the week of Christmas, guys. We made it to the week of Christmas in the panoramic. It's December. Like, how y'all feel? Because I think that's kind of unreal. We started the pandemic in March. So that's been roughly a pregnancy ago. All right. So we're about to get started in a little bit. We about 3 more chips and a bottle of water. I'm just playing. But I am about to add Britney on here. If y'all haven't heard of her, she has a dope vibe, dope music. She's just so cool. She seems like she just chill, let everything go with the flow. I just love her. I can't wait to know more about her. I can't wait till y'all know more about her. And I can't wait till y'all see everything we got to talk about today. Yes, I'm cutting up tonight. I got some in my eye. Okay. Thank you. All right, so we're about to see. Here we go. And we out here.
Hey.
Hey!
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I saw you with your chips. I was like, maybe I should go get some wine. So I was like,
if you want to get your wine, that's fine. Wine. You know, I got my people poured over here. We chilling. Look, I told you, look, I was fresh off the clock. I just had to get me a little snack or something before we started.
There you go.
So how you doing today? Beautiful. You look amazing.
Thank you, too.
Welcome to Hill Holidayz. Welcome to the family.
Yes. I've been looking forward to this, so I'm excited.
All right. So let's go ahead and we're just going to start. Just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and you as a brand, what we need to know about Britney Jane.
Yeah, so my name is Britney Jane, and I'm originally from Virginia, but right now I live in Denver, Colorado.
What part of Virginia?
Yeah, say that one more time.
I said, what part of Virginia?
Roanoke.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we have a star on the mountain. You can see the city, and it's called the Star City. And I'm like, okay, like, it's a nice view. It's cool, whatever. But yeah, I've been out in Denver for about 6 years, and I'm actually here in Virginia right now. We drove out here for the holidays, trying to be COVID safe, so to see my mom and stepdad. So yeah, let's see. I've been doing music for a very long time, since I was like young, and I decided I was going to actually take it seriously and actually pursue music. So I started singing backup in 2017, and so I still sing backup, but now I'm like doing my own thing as well. So the backup thing is fun, but you know, I just love music. So anytime I get to sing, whether it's backup or my own stuff, it's just like, and I get paid for it also.
That's the common denominator.
So yeah. But yeah, I just love music, so yeah.
I was gonna say, what made you just be like, I'm gonna take this seriously, I'm finally gonna just dive into it? Because I can relate to that a little bit, because I just graduated in music from A&M.
Congrats!
That's all I know is music. Thank you. And I've been thinking about like kind of taking it serious and started with singing background for people and stuff. But like, what made you just be like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and it made you comfortable?
Yeah, honestly, For me, I was in a very toxic relationship and I had completely lost myself. Like I knew that I had always wanted to do music, but I just kind of just let go of it. And so after I decided to leave that relationship, I was like, okay, I'm going to really focus on music. I don't care what the opportunity, like I don't care how it happens. I'm going to look at it and just go with it. And I ended up going to a poetry slam and it turned into like an open mic, and so there was a guy playing the keyboard and like singing, and so I was like, I'm gonna go up to him and say something, because I'm like that person that will just kind of like stay in the corner in a room, because I'm like, I don't like talking, because I may say something weird and get in my head. And so sure enough, I went up to him, I was like, I love your voice, you know, like, you know, do you sing out in Colorado? And sure enough, he had a band, and he's like, you know, we'll have like an audition for you, so come through and sing. And so that's what we did. And he's like, bam, like anytime I have like a show and I need like an actual full band, they're like all like my brothers. And yeah, and I've been singing with them since. So I just was determined. I was like, this is my time, you know, it's a way of me giving that love back to myself, because I knew how I felt about music. So yeah.
So it was like you left your bae and went back to your faithful ex over here, my music.
Yup. Exactly.
Okay, that's dope.
Perfectly putting it. Yeah.
And what got you out? Like, what made you go to like Colorado? Like, out of all places, what made you be like, okay, I'm gonna be in Denver?
Yep. So I got fired from my job. I lived in Lynchburg, Virginia with my mom. And I knew I was going to get fired from that job because my manager was an asshole. So whatever. I've
been at that job before. Look.
Oh my God. Yes. So I just told myself, I'm like I'm a crier. I cry a lot. So, but I will only cry about it that one day, and then I move on. So like I got fired, and I was like, okay, like what am I supposed to do now? And so my two best friends had already moved out to Colorado. Had never been out there to visit or anything like that. And they're like, you just need to come out here, just change everything up. And I was like, how the hell am I gonna get to Colorado, you know? And so my friend Andre, he was actually supposed to fly out here, and we were gonna drive out there. But he ended up having to start a job earlier. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that leap of faith, and I'm just going to do it myself. You know, I had $187 in my pocket. I kid you not. And I packed my Jeep and my dog, and I drove all the way out there. And yeah, I've been out there, like I said, for like 6 years now. So
I would tell that story to anybody who listens.
Yeah.
That's one of those stories that every interview I would go on, I'd be like, so yeah, I just packed up my last few dollars, my dog, and we just headed out, and I followed my dream. Like that's some dope stuff. A lot of people out here, like, they'll think about that, but they won't do it for real.
Yeah, you just got to do it. I mean, it's like, what do you have to lose? You know what I mean? Like, just do it. It could either work out or it won't. But it's like, how do you know what option it's going to be if you don't just do it? You know? And that was my thing. It's like, I had been in Virginia my whole entire life.
Okay.
I was like, I love my family, but I need to like live for myself. And yeah, so I just had to do it. And it was rough. It was rough in the beginning, but you know, I just was determined. I was like, I'm not going to turn back. Like, I'm going to make it work somehow, some way. So that's what I did.
I'm going to say that kind of leads into like our next question, like really good, because I was going to ask you, what are some things that encourage your music, that encourage you like writing your music and stuff? Like, what are some things that like really just push you through?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I love about music is like there are so many different types of music, so many different types of artists, and it's like everyone tells a story. And so with my music, it's stuff that I've actually been through, you know, and I feel like everyone can relate to it. Everyone, you can't tell me that there hasn't been, or that everyone hasn't experienced a bad relationship in their life. Like, I'll be like, okay. So, you know, I'm writing about past relationships and just how I felt, you know, about either myself and just getting my story out there. I feel like that's important because I feel like too many times we hold our feelings in because we're thinking like, oh, what are people going to say, or how are they going to feel? And it's like, little do you know, there's one person in that room that feels exactly how you do, and you can like have that connection. So, you know, it's just stuff that I've gone through in my life.
Being vulnerable is really hard. I noticed being vulnerable is like hard for a lot of artists nowadays. Like they rather like put on like another persona and kind of like act like another person, which is nothing wrong with that either, because like it's plenty of other people that did it and paved the way too. But like it's another thing to like be so vulnerable that you just putting like your whole heart out there and let people just know like the raw you, like with nothing like on it. Just I heard right here, I cried my eyes out over this person right here.
Yeah.
And like I'm still low key grieving over it, but it's all right. We out here.
Yep. Exactly. Yes. You're so right. So right.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. So how do you want to be like represented as an artist?
Yeah, I mean, so I guess this is like kind of like a fun fact, but not really. I don't know. So everyone thinks that Jane is my middle name, and it's not. It's actually, I won't even tell you my middle name, or I'll tell you like privately because it's an old country. Like what? Your parents named you that?
I'm gonna say I'm from Alabama, so it can't surprise me. Like what can surprise me?
But Ernestine actually came from my mother's mother. Her name was Mary Jane, and my grandmother passed away like it's probably like 14 years ago from cancer. And she was just such a loving, strong, confident woman. And so like when I sat down to figure out what I wanted for my stage name, I was like, you know, I want to, I guess, be in tune with like my inner Mary Jane to reflect my grandmother, because, you know, I haven't always been like this confident, strong woman. You know, I still have my days where my self-esteem is like, God dang, it's terrible.
You have to pick yourself back up.
Yeah, you know, but it's like I want to portray this strong, confident, loving woman like my grandmother. So that's where I got the Jane from. And you know, that's what I want to represent. I want to be a strong Black woman that girls can look up to and you know, share my story because I've been through some things, you know, and just be that relatable person and not artist person, you know. Like I think sometimes we like get it like confused, like we see the glitz and glamour and it's like, I mean, all that's good, but like let's take all that off and like let's like really dig
see what you're
deeper.
really talking about.
Yeah. So
and see, that's kind of like really tricky nowadays with cancel culture to let people in your private life, because something that could be like so minuscule in your like heritage and culture and stuff, somebody could take that and be like, oh no, I don't like that, that's offensive, we shouldn't listen to them no more like that. So how do you kind of like juggle with like knowing what you're gonna release out to the public, plus like let them know like this is me as a person, not an artist?
I mean, I guess like just let it be known. Like anytime I release or post something, I like sometimes I feel like I get a little too wordy with things that I say, but I'm like, it's just who I am, you know? So I think being vulnerable and showing who I am, I mean, at the end of the day, not everyone's gonna like you.
Facts.
And I can't,
big facts.
Yeah, like I can't spend that time worried about those opinions, you know, because it's like I am who I am, and I kind of just have to like, it's like, oh, thanks for your opinion, but I have to keep moving on because I can't please everybody.
Okay,
that's it. So
I appreciate that, and see, that's good, and I'm glad that you like already have that mindset as an artist. So like, just in case like, you know, anything does happen, like you'll have that strong mindset. You'll already be like, have that kind of like persona, be like, okay, I know they're not really talking about me, they're kind of just projecting, so I can move on with myself, my music. Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So we always talk about this when it comes to like artists, poets, rappers, no matter what, but like your songwriting style. Like, did it come to you naturally, or did it something that you had to practice and build? Like, I know a lot of people say that like they had to practice because they were used to like freestyling, and so writing was like a whole other thing for them. So how about you? Like, how did that come about with you?
Yeah, I hate writing, I'll be honest. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just gonna be honest. I absolutely hate it. You want to write a song, I will sing it for you, yes. But yeah, for me, it just kind of happened over time. And what really helped me is like I wanted to learn how to play the acoustic guitar. And, you know, I think the guitar is such an amazing instrument. I just love it so much. So I was like, I'm going to teach myself how to play. So I learned like a few basic chords, I guess you could say, and that really helped me with my songwriting. So it just was kind of something over time, you know, just like I had to keep at it. And like I find myself being able to, you know, freestyle more and just kind of like let myself go when it comes to writing, because I tend to like get in my head like, I don't think that sounds right. But yeah, so it just kind of over time I've gotten better, but I still don't like it.
What stops you from being such a perfectionist when you be in like that little mode? Because I know it's hard to not be a perfectionist.
It is. I can say I've been like so blessed to be around other musicians, and it's like I have that conversation with them and I see them go through the same thing. And so I try to remember that, like, this is normal. Like, this is all part of the process. Like, it may not make sense, but you may have like a melody. So like go off of that, or just like do like spend 10 minutes of just like writing down stuff, and it may not make sense, but you can like go back and like, you know, pick out what parts you want. So I think it's just like seeing that other artists are going through the same thing, other artists that I do respect and look up to. It's like, okay, Britney, like, it's okay. Like, this is normal. This is part of the process. It's not the end of the world. So that really just, that helps me. It's just like taking that time to remember that. Yeah. So yeah.
I can understand that though. I could definitely understand that. Especially like because I wouldn't write nothing myself. I don't do that. But see, like when I talk to like CC and stuff, you know, she writes poetry and stuff, and like it's really like weird how hard it is for somebody like to write out their own feelings sometimes. Like it really can be more of a process than people realize. Like
yep. It is. It's so weird. You're right. Like I'm like, why is it so hard to talk about my own feelings? I don't know.
Maybe you ever thought like maybe it's because we really don't know how we feel?
Yes.
Maybe that might be it.
Yep.
Well, being a Black woman pursuing a music career, what would you say is the most frustrating thing you have to deal with? Like, you know, we always, of course, you have like some type of patriarchy and misogyny. Even feel, do you feel like you get targeted as a Black woman in your field?
Not necessarily targeted. I think there's more of like there's not this togetherness. Like I've only done music in the Colorado music scene, and I know there it's, you know, very competitive, and I think, you know, it's good to have like positive competition, I guess, if that makes sense. But I think it's too negative, especially amongst other Black female artists. You know, it's like I'm not trying to steal your sound or your style, you know, like, you know, all this, but because you can acknowledge that not everyone else can, you know, and it's like there's not a togetherness or like that support, I guess you could say, between other Black female artists. I feel like it's like super competitive and like, but like in a negative way, and it's like, but we don't even have the same sound. Like we're supposed to kind of like,
that's crazy. I could definitely see that though.
You know, I just like, I would say that's probably been the hardest thing, you know, because I wish it wasn't like that, because I love supporting other artists, especially other Black female artists, and it's just kind of like why does it have to be all competitive?
In my honest opinion, like from the outside looking in, I honestly think just like everybody has this type of like trust issues from like people that they might have come in contact with before, and they kind of just be like holding it in and be like, because you might be trying to steal from me like they did before and stuff like that. But with that, people also have to realize like everybody's not the same. You have to watch like people's really intentions, and like you got to really listen to like what people ask you to. If you really listen to what people ask you, you'll see what they really want.
Yep. You're right. 100% on that. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, how do you know someone's true intentions, you know, especially if you've been screwed before. So it's like, I get that, you know, I totally understand that, but it's just like, huh, but you guys don't know me. I'm not that person, trust me. And it's just kind of like, I just want everybody to work together and just, you know, not be so like catty. It's like,
maybe if you try like, because I know it really helped with Sound on the Hill, and I've noticed like a lot of pop-up shops, like the way it's been happening here,
Mhm.
business owners too, their trust issues. Maybe I have like more like, I don't know if you ever heard of like a singing shed, or just like having like the
Mhm.
singings around together. Maybe I'll like buy more, and then make her like trust each other. Everybody trust each other more, and be like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
of course I'll share this with you, you know, type thing.
right. Yeah, I like that idea.
You should definitely try that.
Yeah.
All right, so we see you've been working this year. Like, do you
hmm
have any new music dropping?
Yeah, so I was actually going to be releasing my EP in January,
Oh,
but I decided that I'm gonna just put out more singles just so that I can like really get my name out there because I don't want to be that artist that kind of just like rushes into releasing a whole EP or album.
mhm.
And so yeah, so I will have another single coming out in March, and just some music videos for my other two singles will finally be out the first part of next year. So I'm excited about that, and just collabing with other artists in Colorado, and yeah, that's really about it.
That's good though.
Yeah.
I think hey, people, at least you like working on building and branding yourself though. Like a lot of
hmm
people don't know how important it is to
hmm
set that foundation before like you just go up there.
Yep.
Obviously,
Yep.
because we know you headed up there, so that's not even a question.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm learning a lot. So it's like I had to take some steps back, and I'm like, okay, like I need to be a little bit more hands-on with my music and like the business side of the music stuff. So that's what I'm doing now.
So, what would you recommend to like people that's like getting into like the same level that you are? Like, what would you recommend like they focus more on?
Publishing, like getting their own publish, like becoming their
Yeah.
own publisher, number one. So getting their LLC for sure. So BMI, ASCAP, that type of stuff. And just like having things like organized, you know, like because I mean it's as you know, I'm sure it's a lot. It's a lot. But like start building that team also to like kind of help you out with things because it can be overwhelming. And like I'm in the works of building a strong foundation with amazing people and building a team because it's like I'm like, oh my God, am I sure I can do this? Because it's like, God dang. Yeah. So just like I would say like don't like make sure like when releasing music having a strong campaign, you know, like
Okay.
doing the research, you know, don't just release a song because I made that mistake of just like releasing my music and it's like, you know, you want people to actually be able to hear it, you know, you want to get on playlists and
Mm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, it can kind of be disappointing when you're like, oh, this is a great song, but only like 29 people listen to it. So it's like you kind of want to get it out there more, you know? So just making sure you have all that lined up, having a strong campaign, you know, promoting it, like having a plan for all that. So just plan. Like, yeah.
That's the great of 2020.
Oh my God. Oh, 2020. Yeah.
Well, that's the music like you planning on dropping. Well, tell about all the music you dropped this past year. Like, how has that been? How is creating in 2020 during the panoramic? I ain't gonna call it the pandemic because I'm over it.
I know.
Um,
Same.
how has it been? Like, how has it been still being you through all this time?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning it was a little rough. I couldn't focus on music. You know, I had already like wrote the songs that I released already like last year.
Mm.
And I said that this year I was going to release music, but then the shutdown happened, all the other stuff. So I kind of just was like, I'm just not focused on it. So I waited until the right time and the studio opened up and I was like, okay, this is my time
Get the word.
to get in there and get focused. And so I got my first single was Blossom, and that was featuring
Yeah.
Donnie Blow. Yeah. I I love that song. And then my second release was What If, so it was more of like a slower, like lo-fi R&B type of vibe. So yeah, I mean, I was just determined to get my music out this year.
Okay.
Because I was like, why not? I mean, 2020, why not?
Well, look, what else is there to do?
Right.
Literally, what else is there to do? We were sitting in the house for 6 months before everybody was
Oh my
like, okay,
God.
finally, we're gonna live. Like,
Yeah.
okay, and shout out to you for just like mentioning that lo-fi style. Like, because a lot of people don't even like know about that kind of like style of music. Like, what would you describe it? Because whenever I describe like their style, I always say like it's like R&B plus like a space trap style. Because I know we had an interview with like somebody called Tyree Rockets, and he calls it like space trap. So
space trap, I like that.
So I kind of say it's R&B and space trap like mixed, but it gives me like the vibes like Ari Lennox and Summer Walker. They always, I feel like they use that same type of style too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just like a chill vibe. I mean, the way I think about it, like I don't smoke, but if I did smoke, I would picture myself like just, you know, getting a nice drink, in my feelings, dark room, maybe some LED lights, actually.
You just
Smoking, you know, like that's how I picture it. But
you just described my room on that regular night day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's just it's like just that chill vibe that gets you into your thoughts and feelings. You know what I mean?
It most
like,
definitely gets you in your thoughts. Like it makes you sit there like and just kind of like zone out. It's great.
Yeah.
So we've been asking this to everybody this month, especially after the year we had. We've been talking about ways that people have been building to success. So do you believe there are certain levels to success or that you must follow in order to be successful, or do you feel like you should make your own path?
Definitely your own path. Like I kind of think about, you know, like when you're a child, your mom or dad will be like, you know, I want you to learn from my mistakes, but you end up still making that mistake.
Same one.
The same mistake.
The same one.
So it's like you have to be able to do your own path. So even if you have like all the steps, like you're not going to be able to follow them, or you can't follow in someone else's footsteps and do it the same exact way. So it's like I say, stay on your own path, stay focused, head down, face in front of you, and don't worry about the distractions.
That's the hardest thing ever to do, though.
Yeah.
That's like the hardest thing ever to do.
I know.
To just like to have, I really do admire people who have like that natural tunnel vision, and they just like stay in their lane until they get what they. I admire people like that because it really is so easy to get distracted by anything. It don't even have to be bad stuff. It honestly don't.
I know it's easier said than done. I'm preaching, but I'm like, that's.
So what keeps you focused? Like whenever like you get kind of just like realize like, okay, I'm kind of off my path. Like I know like people have like different like, you know, things that they go do and be like, okay, cool, now I feel better. Let me go get started. Like what keeps you back?
Honestly, my family.
Yeah.
You know, I think about.
That's real Southern of you.
Yeah, like I say this all the time because, you know, like I lost my dad. My dad passed away when I was 19, you know, and at that age, it's like you don't have anything to your name. And so it's like I have my mom and my stepdad, the most amazing, supportive. Like my mom is just,
Shut up.
she is so cute. She's like, my daughter's an R&B singer. I'm like, okay, stop. But she's like the most supportive and loving. And so when I have those moments where I'm like feeling down, I'm not focused, I'm frustrated, or I'm like, I don't want to do this or that, it's like I remember why I'm doing this. It's like, it's not like this whole like, oh, I want to be famous and make all this money. It's like, that's great and all, but it's like I think about my mom and my stepdad. Like I never got the opportunity to like take care of my dad and give to him like how he took care of me, you know, when I was younger.
Yeah.
So it's like all I have is my family, and it's like I have to do it for them. Like there's no other option. You know, like I work a 9 to 5. Yes, I have a job. But it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to work for someone else.
I just had this exact real conversation with my mama the other day. Like when I say, and that's like, it's like they support it, but at the same time they be like, well, how you gonna do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like they really do support it. I won't ever take that from them. Like they genuinely do like support it, but it's like they be just like confused and interested at the same time.
Yeah. That's how it starts. Like, you want to do what?
Okay.
But it's going to change. And then we'll be like, when you have that conversation again, we're like, okay. That's family, man.
Family. Especially when you're from that southern part. Because we stuck in our bubble.
Yep.
We stuck in our little bubble in the South. And we just know, like, hey, it's too much going on out here. But we live real comfortable up here. So I don't know what you need to go out there for anything. You got everything you want right here. Mm-hmm. So I know it's like really hard and really peculiar.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a couple questions in the question box. Also, just sidebar, like you're in Colorado. How cold is it?
It's not that bad. Everyone's like, oh, you guys probably always get snow. And it's like, we really don't though.
What is not that bad?
Okay, so
because
like
it's 44 degrees in Alabama, so it is no way you can't tell me it's not that bad right now.
I mean, it can get pretty low, like -9 maybe. But on a regular good day, I'd say the lowest maybe like 25. It's not that bad. So
that's a good day.
Yeah, that's a bad day. But that's it's funny because we have a lot, like there used to be days where we would have like 4 seasons in one day. So it would start off snowing in the morning, then it would rain, then the sun would come out. So it's really like in the mountains, of course, you know, they get a lot more snow, but in like Denver, it's not that bad, honestly. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to it. And it's dry. It's super dry.
I'm gonna be honest, and I think you're used to it. Because anything below 30 and anywhere else is a bad day. So I don't know. I just don't do.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I'm a really hot nation. I like being hot. So I think that's what it is also. But I was thinking about going to school out in Colorado. So I was like, I might have to just prepare myself for it.
Yes. Well, you'll have to come and visit. I'll show you around. You know, it's a cool place. But
most definitely, I was definitely looking at Colorado State. I think it's like an hour or 2 away from Denver. So definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so now to the question, because I just had to figure that out. I was like, there's no way.
It's not that bad. I'm in Virginia right now, and I think it's colder here.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's weird.
Nah. But do you take advantage of any remedies to keep a healthy singing voice?
I always drink tea.
Tea.
I don't put honey or sugar in it. I mean, I like chamomile, and like I'll do like lavender tea just to kind of help me stay calm. And then always warming up because you can do a lot of damage by not warming up before singing. So that honestly that's really it. So
I be trying to like really hit people like tea works wonders. Those herbs do a lot. Like those herbs do a lot. Like I wish I could show. I got a whole herb rack over here just full of stuff.
Yep. See?
I'm here.
You need that.
But I can't believe you around here drinking it without no sugar and honey though. Like
oh yeah. I never put honey or sugar in it. I just like it. I think it tastes so good. I don't know. I'm weird.
So what? I would say it's weird because I know some people that do it too. It's just not. I can't do it. I at least gotta have at least some agave or something. Have you ever used like agave nectar in your tea? If you use agave nectar, because it's natural and it's less sugar than honey and sugar, and it actually makes it taste a little bit more close to sweet tea. Because you know you can actually drink some of those like hot teas cold.
Okay.
So
I'll have to try that.
Most definitely try it. But I can't drink no like herbal tea without no honey or nothing. It depends because some herbs be real, but you know some herbs is like really bitter.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had like elderberry?
I've heard about it. I know they have like the little tablets that you can like take, I guess. But yeah.
Actual elderberries, I think I got some. I might show y'all real quick. But actual elderberries, like they're bitter. I love them. They do everything I need them to do in my body and protect me from the immune system. I haven't had coronavirus yet. And I won't get it. Amen.
That's right.
But it's like really bitter. Like I love it, but it's just so bitter.
I'll definitely have to try that.
Let me see. I'm finna grab it real quick.
Okay.
See, like they're right there. They look.
Okay.
They look like a pepper in this thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks like pepper. Wow. And where can you like get that? Like at any like?
Well, I get my herbs from a herbal shop up here, and they actually ship if you want to get some. So shout out to Huntsville Herbology.
Nice.
Black owned herbal shop down here in Huntsville. So they do ship. If you ever want to look at them, we can send you that information.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to order that for sure.
They have some of everything. Like they have some businesses out here. They have soaps up there. Yanni steams. Like nice. Like everything. They have sage sticks. All that.
Okay. Yeah, please send me that information.
I will. All right. So, do we have any more questions? If y'all have any more questions, y'all can drop them in the comments, in the bubble, or anything. I also see you got your Christmas tree set up back there. Are you excited for Christmas?
Yeah. We went out and got it like a couple days ago.
Y'all decorated that in 2 days?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said you decorated that in 2 days?
Yeah, well, all in one night. Actually, it's a lot on there.
It looks like it's full of love.
Mom. Yeah, we have some pictures. My mom decided to add pictures on there this year, so we got some Polaroids, and yeah, it's doing the thing, you know, Christmas spirit.
I love you. I'm gonna say I ain't set up nothing, so I'm gonna live through you.
There you go.
But it was definitely dope talking to you today.
Yes,
I love this vibe that you have. It's just so pure. I can't wait to see what you have in store for us in the next year.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
And I can't believe you out there surviving in 20-degree weather because it can't be me. But
you'll make it when you come out to visit. You'll see it's not that bad. I can just wear a sweater.
If it's cold, we're gonna have a problem. If I'm cold, we're gonna have a problem. But is anybody who want to shout out anything you want to promote before you get off of here today?
I just want to thank you guys so much for this opportunity. It's been so nice to like talk to you, and I'm just, what you guys do and just giving this platform, I just think is so amazing. And I just can't thank you enough. Like I've been like looking forward to this day. I'm like, is it the 20th? Is it the 20th? So I'm so excited. So thank you all again, and thank you for the support and reaching out, and it just means a lot to me. So
you are so welcome. That is so sweet. Thank you. So welcome. I promise. We try so hard. We really do work.
It's great though. Y'all are doing so great. So
we appreciate
keep going, man. Yeah.
Well, it was definitely nice talking to you. We'll be in contact, and I will let you know when I'm out in Colorado. I promise.
All right. Yes, please do.
All right. Bye. I love you.
Bye.
So thank you, Britney Jane, for coming on live today. That was definitely a dope little vibe, little chill chat today. Just make sure you stay tuned to today's a special day. We already had we already had Leak on here at 3. We just had Britney Jane on here at 6. And at 8, we will have Tia Kareem. We got a full day today full of interviews, full of family. So make sure you don't miss us. Don't go anywhere. Turn our post notifications on. And we will be back at 8.